Zig Ziglar, Selling 101, What Every Successful Sales Professional Needs to Know. Dive into the world of sales with Zig Ziglar's Selling 101, What Every Successful Sales Professional Needs to Know. This book summary explores the fundamentals that every salesperson must master, from prospecting to dealing with objections to ensuring customer satisfaction. Ziglar emphasizes the traits required for long-term success in sales, including honesty, integrity, and communication skills. Learning how to smoothly navigate the four-step selling process and adopting effective closing techniques will help sales professionals excel in this competitive field. Begin your journey towards becoming a more successful and confident salesperson by absorbing the key insights offered in this summary.
The upside of selling. Sales professionals have to deal with offensive treatment and rejection, leading to negative emotions like frustration, paranoia, anxiety, and self-doubt. However, for the right person, the upside of selling far outweighs the negatives. Salespeople are their own bosses and control their destiny. They are in the problem-solving business, which is gratifying and rewarding. The book stresses that to succeed in sales, professionals should possess skills like trustworthiness, dependability, and good communication. The sales industry requires honest behavior and ethical standards to build a successful career. By planning, preparing, and expecting to win, salespeople can become the winners they are capable of being. Prospecting for successful sales. Successful salespeople must always be prospecting for potential clients. To do this effectively, it is essential to exhibit a genuine interest in people and to build a center of influence to obtain prospect referrals. While some may feel reluctant to sell to friends and family, it is important to remember that offering a valuable product or service can benefit those closest to us. Other sources for finding potential clients include using various websites, trade publications, and contacting local organizations like the Chamber of Commerce. When preparing to contact prospects, it is crucial to become an expert on your product, industry, and competition to offer informed solutions. Remember, it is always about helping people, so you can develop a product or service which they cannot help but talk about. Conquering call reluctance. Overcoming call reluctance is crucial for sales success. Focus on the prospect, set objectives, personalize benefits, and commit to a regular schedule to achieve long-term results. Sales calls are challenging, and it's no surprise that 84% of salespeople experience call reluctance. However, to achieve long-term sales success, it's essential to overcome this fear. The first step is to recognize yourself as an expert who knows your product or service best. When making sales calls, focus on the prospect, not the sale, to make conversations more meaningful and significant. By asking the right questions and listening carefully, you can establish a good relationship with prospects, which is crucial to the persuasion process. To make productive sales calls, set objectives before dialing, such as making an appointment or closing a sale. The best time to make calls is in the morning when people are fresh and more receptive. Even though the prospect can't see you, dress professionally to feel more professional and confident. Personalizing the benefits for the prospect can also help you make persuasive calls. The critical step in overcoming call reluctance is establishing a daily regular schedule and committing to it. One of the main reasons why salespeople fail is that they lack a regular schedule, particularly when not under direct supervision. By committing to a consistent schedule, you can overcome call reluctance and achieve long-term sales success. Sales success through strategic planning. Learn the four-step selling process of the Ziglar training system to transform your sales approach from random to strategic. Sales professionals must be strategic in their approach to make sales happen. The Ziglar training system teaches a four-step selling process to help salespeople develop a plan of action that leads to sales success. The first step is the need analysis, where salespeople uncover their prospects' needs by asking the right questions, listening actively, and offering a reason or excuse to buy a product or service. The second step is need awareness, where prospects clarify their needs through further questions from the salesperson. In the third step, the salesperson presents their product or service as a need solution to meet the prospect's needs. It's essential to speak to the benefits that the product or service can provide to the prospect, rather than focusing on the product features. Finally, in the need satisfaction step, salespeople lead with the prospect's needs and follow up by asking for the purchase. By following this four-step selling process, sales professionals transform their sales approach from random to strategic. They learn to identify prospects' needs, create awareness, offer solutions, and satisfy those needs. With this approach, sales are no longer left to chance, but happen by design. Mastering needs analysis. Conducting a successful needs analysis requires asking different types of questions that elicit feelings, thoughts, and emotions from the prospect. The goal is to understand that emotions drive purchases, and then use logic to justify them. Open-door questions let prospects answer freely, while closed-door questions require them to answer within a frame of reference. Yes or no questions are direct and helpful in trial closing. The key is to be effective and professional when dealing with everyone, including disgruntled customers and prospects. Your value to the company comes from mastering these skills. Connect with customers' P.O.G.O formula. Engaging with potential customers in a comfortable, natural conversation makes cold calling easier. The P.O.G.O formula helps you steer the conversation toward building a relationship rather than an interrogation. By focusing on topics that reflect the customer's interests, you can foster a connection that's more likely to result in a fruitful business partnership. Unlocking prospects' minds. Connect with your prospects and understand their needs by focusing on them and using P questions, which encourage them to open up and share their thoughts, feelings, and goals. The key is to avoid talking about yourself more than 25% of the time. Examples of P questions include, how did you get into this particular business, and, do you like living in Dallas? Remember, successful communication is not just what you say, but also how you listen. Engage your prospects. Build a better rapport with your prospects by engaging them in conversation about their organization. Avoid monopolizing the conversation and instead ask open-ended questions about their company. This will help you gain valuable insights into their needs and tailor your approach accordingly. Start by asking, would you tell me something about your organization? By showing a genuine interest in their company, you can establish a connection with your prospects and increase your chances of closing the deal. Probing for personal and professional ambitions. Inquiring about a prospect's goals is vital to any successful sales pitch. By asking targeted questions, such as, how are you currently tracking the progress of your goals, you gain insight into their motivations and aspirations. This information allows you to tailor your pitch to their needs, building a stronger connection and increasing the likelihood of a successful sale. Whether it's their personal or professional ambitions, understanding a prospect's goals is key to closing the deal. Overcoming obstacles for goal achievement. To offer a solution to the challenges prospects face in achieving their goals, one must ask the right questions. What is preventing you from being where you want to be, is an example of such a question. Everyone faces challenges when pursuing their goals, but identifying those challenges is the first step towards overcoming them. Mastering the art of asking for the sale. If you want to increase your chances of making a sale, you need to have confidence in your product, complete the first 3 steps of the selling process, and be genuinely committed. Being competent, professional, authentic, and friendly can make your prospects reluctant to say no. However, you need to ask for the sale and find effective closing techniques. One technique is the summary close, where you review the key points of your presentation and ask for the order. Practice until it feels natural, and you'll be one step closer to becoming a sales master. Turning rejection into success. Successful sales rely on the ability to turn a no into a yes. Rather than feeling defeated by rejection, every no presents a unique opportunity to share new information that could ultimately lead to a positive decision. To do so, sales experts suggest that it's important to first identify the prospect's objection through questioning. Once identified, objections can be tested through the suppose test or the isolate and validate process. It's crucial to address at least 2 objections before asking for the sale again. By following these steps, a salesperson can turn rejection into success and eventually reach a point where they have the freedom to do what they want when they want to do it. Satisfying unhappy customers. After making a sale, it's essential to follow up with customers to ensure satisfaction. If a customer is unhappy, respond calmly and proactively by finding a new solution. Listening to them, being patient and empathetic can soothe their dissatisfaction. Remind them of their importance and articulate your response carefully, but never let them control you. Mastering sales by maximizing productivity. To be a successful salesperson, you must invest your time in the most profitable activities like spending more time with prospects. In the book, the author advocates for delegating non-sales related tasks, investing an extra hour each day on productive tasks, and using a system that keeps you accountable for your time. By following these tips, you can outperform your competition.
When it comes to becoming a successful sales professional, Selling 101 offers the necessary tools and techniques for refining your approach. By understanding the importance of prospecting and building a strong foundation of honesty, integrity, and communication skills, you can set yourself apart from the competition. Embracing the 4-step selling process, need analysis, need awareness, need solution, and need satisfaction, will help guide prospects on their journey from initial interest to confirmed purchase. Crucial to this process are identifying objections and addressing them with confidence. By immersing yourself in the world of sales through the knowledge shared in this summary, you will cultivate a successful sales career built on empathy, expert understanding of your products, and the ability to turn a no into a yes.